and it was so gentle for men. It was so gentle. Very.
Hi everyone. I think we're gonna give it a couple more seconds to get started, but I can go ahead and just go over some of this tech stuff. My name is Kenyan So, and I'll be monitoring the chat for this room. And if there are any tech concerns or if anything is hurtful or harmful that you just need a moment to help process, I'll be here for that too. So feel free to message me if you have any concerns about anything come up at any point during this session. We're really excited for today's presenters. I do want to just also let you know that if at any point you need to step away from the meeting, there is a breathing room available via Jack Volunteer, and I'll put the link to that in the chat. And I also want to draw your attention to the community agreements, which I'll be dropping in the chat also. And with that, I will pass it back to our facilitators for this session, Cynthia and Sandra.
I'm on. Hi, I'm Cynthia Salzman Mondell, and um, I'm with Sandra Lara, who is
Hello.
we're being zoomed in from Texas. I'm in Dallas, and Sandra's in
Carroll, Texas.
Carroll. And what we did is the film that you're going to just see 10 minutes from an hour-long film that was created from well, you'll see it's from the art and stories from women in an art class that Sandra taught at the Dallas County Jail. And this was basically an outreach project for a larger film, but I felt like the voices of the women and their artwork and what they had to say deserved a full-length documentary. So I'm going to, what we'd like to do is we'd like to show you just a 10-minute section of an hour-long film, and then I'll come back and talk about it. So please, after the film, come back and talk to us. And the one thing I will say, you can reach me at mail, M-A-I-L, at mediaprojects.org. The film was finished right before COVID, and I am working so hard to try to get it out and to have an impact where there'll be, it would have social change. So with that, let's watch In Her Shoes and sit back and enjoy, and please come back and talk to us. When my mother was ill with pancreatic cancer, my sister and I found a pair of red heels in her closet that she had never worn. She was flat on her back with a morphine drip, but when she saw those shoes, she got a big smile on her face. We put those shoes on her dresser and said, "Mom, you're going to get well and dance in those shoes." They sparked something inside of her and offered us hope. Unfortunately, she didn't get well. I've often wondered why women love shoes, so I decided to find out. I've been many places looking for answers. One is an art course at the Dallas County Jail, where Sandra Lara, a talented art teacher, works with incarcerated women. She teaches them to examine their lives through the shoes they have worn, the shoes they are now wearing, and the shoes they hope to take their next steps in. They are now part of the Soul Sisters Film Project. These are their stories.
I'm a woman, I'm a grandmother, I'm a daughter, I have a son. I'm not an angel, I'm not the devil. I came to jail when I was so young. I
being in jail with 64 women in one pod is very humbling. It doesn't matter, where we come from, what addiction that we've had, what we've been through in our life, what our color is, what our religion is, it doesn't matter. We're all women and we're wearing the same shoes.
Teaching them to draw their shoes, it's different because you are teaching them something that's more personal. It's incredibly therapeutic for them, especially when they get to the shoe part. Something that's incredibly, that's more personal in their heart. It just provides a magic within them when I get them to draw the high heel or the flip-flop or whatever their memory is. You're teaching them to draw their emotions. They struggle a little bit at a time. Once they keep working and working, to see how they get better. With everything that you're doing here, you are taking a step in the right direction.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha Harris, and I'm at the Luceric County Jail in Dallas. And this is my picture for Soul Sisters. I was born into these shoes of sin on which I carried on this life of men. Shoes of the reckless teen that turns into the shoes of a mother with no means. Shoes of the broken lover that now carries the shoes of heartache and struggle. Into the shoes of the addict who just had to have it, like I'm running a race that I'll never win. I'm drenched, I'm soaked, but now I'm on level ground. And the shoes I wore, I wear no more. If you look deep into your souls, dear soul sister, remember that your life will be forever fine because you wore the shoes that carried the test of time.
I've had Pumas and Reeboks and Converse and DCs and anything you can imagine. I'm here for money laundering and theft. And I was embezzling from the company I worked for a little over $1.1 million. I felt guilty and quit, and they caught me for it. I had a lot of issues going at home, and I felt that money was going to make things better, was going to make things happier. We got into a position where my son, Medicaid dropped us. When it came time to take him to the doctor, that was the first time I ever took money from the company because I needed to be able to pay for him to go to the doctor and have his medicines and stuff. And the day I found out I was pregnant with a little girl, we went shopping and found these shoes. And they were part of her baby shower. They were how I told my family that I was pregnant with a little girl. They were everything. They were the first shoes she wore home from the hospital. She wore them until she couldn't fit anymore. And I put them on her teddy bear that stayed in her crib with her. And they've seen it all. The state gave me 30 years for TDC. So when she started school, Laura said, we're going to do the Soul Sisters project. And the only thing I could think of is that, I wanted to do something that reminded me of what I'm missing with her. They're getting to see everything that I'm getting to miss. She's at the age where she wants to play dress up and she wants to play tea party, and her teddy bear and her shoes are getting to be there. Her mom's not.
Those shoes literally are real shoes. They're kind of wearing down, and I tried to show it with my shading that the tops of the shoes are starting to get worn from sweat and stuff, but I've literally walked hundreds of miles in those shoes. When you guys see me out there in the future, say hey. I'll be the one in the kooky glasses. These are compliments of Neiman Marcus, but I didn't pay for them. I'm a thief by nature, but I think by the time I'm 61 and I'm 60, and it's in August, I'll grown out of it. And this is my 6th time and my last time, I can assure you of that.
A beautiful disaster, sweet as can be. Is that why my innocence was taken from me? Why my sisters went away from me? And mama couldn't take the pain from me? Drip drop to my ears was the sound. In reality, silence was all around. But oh, the joy found in the sandals that were always on my feet. Had they held me down and my struggles living on the streets. These sandals are important to me because it seems every situation that I have faced in life, I always wore sandals. And no matter what kind of sandal, they always brought joy to me. My grandma bought me a pair of black sandals, and I loved them from that day. And I just always got black sandals. And in the midst of that, that's when the rape started happening from my grandfather for 3 years until I was up to age 11. I have had suicidal thoughts, and I always wanted to think of a way to take me out of this world, but I never came up to it because why do it now? I have so much to live for, and I haven't gave up on myself. But oh, the joy found in the sandals that were with me in my cell, trapped in a prison outside of hell, feeling like the best way to end my pain was a blade to my throat or my body hanging from a rope. But what was I to gain? The pain consumed me all too well. Waking up to drenched covers and a racing heart, dreaming I already made it to hell. But once those same sandals hit my feet, they took me where I needed to be. So thanks to those same sandals that were on my feet, another thing that loved me unconditionally.
I learned early to work and save. I went to the secondhand store and I'm gonna pick me something real fancy, okay? And there was a pair of red shoes there. And the lady said, "Are you sure you need to get these? The heel is so high. Don't you think you're rather young for these shoes?" I just looked at her. These are the shoes I want. Not to say I could take them shoes and go to school, but it was just the idea of having that beautiful pair of red shoes. And I took them to the house and I would dress up and play Cinderella.
I'm going to turn it over to Sandra because I just want to say one thing. She's a fabulous art teacher. She was very committed, and right now because of COVID, she hasn't been able to get into the prison, and she probably doesn't. She's now looking for work somewhere else because they may not have that art class back. But it was a very powerful art class, and we filmed this over several years. I don't know. I haven't checked the chat to see if there's any questions, but Sandra?
Oh, yes, ma'am. By working on the In Her Shoes project, I was really able to expose a lot of these ladies to their really raw emotions that they experienced by drawing these shoes. When they started drawing the project, a lot of them were a little reluctant. They thought they were drawing a shoe that was, oh, I'm going to draw a nice shoe. I'm going to draw, like a pretty little shoe. But once they started drawing the shoe, they're like, oh my gosh, is this what we're really drawing? So they really started slowly having an epiphany as they started drawing the shoe. A lot of their emotions were, you saw a lot of their raw emotions started coming out, and a lot of their memories started coming to life. So a lot of the ladies started like, oh, I can't draw this shoe. Can I have another shoe, Miss Lara? So I really started witnessing so much of their real emotions started coming out with a lot of this project. So it was quite something to see. Some of them would laugh as they were drawing their shoe. Some of them would start crying, but the most important part for
for me was they were sharing their stories. And they were sharing their stories to me and to the other ladies and to each other. And most importantly, when Cynthia would come, they were really open to sharing their stories to her, which was really the most important thing. And was to heal. And that was really, really important. We wanted them to heal. And that was so, I was so grateful for the In Her Shoes project when they came along, because they had so much hurt and pain from their past. And I really want to thank Cynthia for this project, because it was such a beautiful thing to do for this project. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Sandra. One of the things that so many of the women came to terms with, and it was so many women had experienced so much violence and sexual abuse in their lives.
Yes.
And they were able to talk about it, and for some it was the first time. And using the art and using the shoe as the accessory, as part of that, they were really able to not only look at their past, but in so many areas they were able to look for hope for the future. And that's what was so powerful. We have a limited amount of time. I don't know if I can't see anybody on here except for Sandra right now. But I am trying to get this film out. I'm looking for some help in a call to action. If you have any ideas on how it would have an impact in your community and what kind of social change it could make, that would be really helpful. One of the most powerful things that it's been shown to reentry groups, but one of the most powerful things that was said was by some officers who have looked at the film and said that they had never they work with women like this every day. They work in the prison system, and they never looked at them as human beings. And to me, that was like the film puts a human face on so many women who were incarcerated. And if that's a small step towards change, which I think could be a large step, I would like some help in, framing that, and so that we can have some impact in change. So if somebody has any ideas, please share them with me. Again, it's mail, MAIL, at mediaprojects.org. Is there somebody, I don't know if there's anybody moderating this. Oh wait, now I can see everybody. It just popped on. But is there anybody who has wants to make any comments?
Yeah, we do have to wrap up in a moment for the next session that's starting soon.
Okay.
I will put your email back at the bottom of the chat for anyone who joined late.
I have one suggestion. If you go online to Real Work Labor Film Festival, it's spelled REEL, Real Work Labor Film Festival, and go to submit a film.
Okay, the one thing is I will look at that, but I've been in the film business for a long time, and we found that at most festivals they don't have, and I'll look at that one, and thank you for that. They don't have a robust discussions afterwards. That's why we were looking for,
we do.
Okay, who is it that said that? I can't tell.
Willow.
Okay, Willow. Okay, we'll look.
Willow Katz, KATZ.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I will look at that, but so that's why we're looking for partners to showcase the film with. So, but Willow, I will look at that. Thank you. And I'll say, if you have that in the chat, I'll save the chat as well.
Oh, I'll put it in the chat. And we have done a number of films against incarceration and solitary confinement. So people are open to that kind of film.
Thank you so much.
We'll look at that. And again, I do want to push that that Sandra is a wonderful, wonderful art teacher. She is so talented. And I want to just do a shout out to her. She's in Terrell. I'm in Dallas. And it was just wonderful work.
I'm open for a job. I'm an art consultant as well. I have my resume on my profile. if anyone is open for that as well. I am putting myself out there.
She's fabulous. She's
Thank you so much.
Positively impacted so many people's lives. Thank you, Willow. I see that.
Thank you. Thank you, Willow.
Thank you, JAC. And I have one other shout out I have to do because they supported me, and that's the Texas Commission on the Arts. So I said I would mention their name, and I didn't at the beginning. So thank you, dear. Thank you.
Appreciate your feedback, Willow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ann Kirk.
And thank you, JAC, for everything.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Day.
What a unique concept, explore these stories through shoes. It was really, really
cool. It's a wonderful concept. It really is.
That every woman can relate to it. So, I mean, if you say you're not into shoes, you have a shoe in your closet that you haven't worn, you'll never wear again, but you're saving for some personal reason. So, yeah.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but Ann Kirk said that they would see if folks at their next Art for Justice event would like to show your film.
Wonderful.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Ann Kirk.
Got it. Saved it. Thank you, Ann.
All right. Thank you, Ann.
And if anybody has a shoe story they want to share with me, also contact me.
Absolutely.
I'm still collecting stories.
If you want to draw your shoes, I can do it.
So we're a great team.
We're a great team. Absolutely. I can bring out all your emotions.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.